Welcome to the Unapologetic Mompreneur, the podcast for mums with an online business who are ready to take back their time, home, business and self so they can restore the balance and thrive, both at home and at work, without feeling like they have to choose between the two. I'm your host, Sarah Dew, life and biz coach for mompreneurs. I'm also a mum, stepmom, wife, introvert, breast cancer survivor, and your mentor for making a change for the better. I've learned how to go from surviving to thriving and unapologetically create a business I love and the life I want for me and my family without worrying about what other people think. And now I'm here to help you do the same. Because being an unapologetic mompreneur doesn't mean that we're selfish or that we don't care about others. It simply means that we are not afraid to show up as our true, authentic selves, to step into our purpose, do what we know is right for ourselves and the ones we love, and take the steps we need to take to make our dream life and business a reality. Join me each week where I'll be sharing all of my best tips and strategies, plus the occasional dose of tough but gentle love to help you feel empowered, motivated, and confident to take action so that you can become the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. So, are you ready to unapologetically create a business and life you love? Let's do this. Hey there, and welcome to episode 0 of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. Oh my goodness, welcome. I am so excited, beyond excited that you are here, because this podcast has been such a long time coming for me. It's something that I have wanted to do for such a long time, and for so many reasons. It has taken me probably the best part of the last 4 years to actually finally dive in and hit that button and go for it. I mean, my husband even bought me my first Yeti microphone about 3 years ago for Christmas. That is how long I have been thinking about doing this. But here we are, and I am so glad that you are here. I am so pumped that you have chosen to spend some time listening to this and to check out what this podcast is all about, why I started it, and what you can expect from it. And that's exactly what I want this introduction episode to be. But I just wanted to share with you kind of like why I decided to finally dive in after so long and start this podcast, and my backstory that has led me to the journey to lead a more unapologetic life, how I got started and to where I am now, and what to expect from this podcast and how it can help you to take back your time, your home, your business and yourself so that you can thrive both at home and at work without feeling like you have to choose between the two, whilst unapologetically create a family life that is on your terms without worrying about what other people think. So why after 4 years is it finally time for me to dive in and actually make this dream of mine of having a podcast a reality? Well, when I finally decided that it was time, I'd been pondering over the last 3 or 4 months, maybe a little bit longer, that actually going through my goals, was this something that I wanted to do or not? And it has been a fire in my belly for so long, and for so many reasons I just kept putting it off. And when I was looking at my goals earlier this year, it was like, this is still on here. Am I actually going to do this or not? And what do I want it all to be about and represent? And so I knew straight away that if I did not do this podcast, I would regret it. It is something that I have wanted to do for so long. And I know that it is a way that I can connect on such a deeper level with my members of my community, my subscribers, my clients, and people who are new into my world. And so if this is the first time that you are tuning in with me and the first time we've met, hey, I am so glad that you are here. And I know that this podcast has everything you need to help you create a business and life you love that is on your terms. And that's what I want from this podcast. I want it to be able to be something that you can wander around and work around the house and do the housework and be in the car driving and listen to this and get some really great tips and strategies to help you reduce that overwhelm, to take back control and design a business and life that is on your terms without worrying about what other people think. And because I know if you're listening to to this, you are a fellow mompreneur like me, that your time is limited and that you are not able to just sit and indulge in something on a YouTube video and sit there for 20-30 minutes. You are on the go, your time is limited, and you want quick actionable things that you can implement right away and start seeing results. And that's exactly what I want from this podcast. So about 3 or 4 months ago, I decided that it was finally time to dive in. And with some amazing accountability from some of my accountability buddies, I started putting things into practice. And I looked to see what to call this podcast. And I had a whole other name planned for it. But when I started looking at it, that was already taken. And so I had to just go back to the drawing board and sit down and really think about, what did I want it to represent? What did I want it to do? What did I want to share with you? What was my core message and my values? And what do I want you to get out from this podcast? What can I share with you that is going to help you create a business and life you love that's on your terms? And I looked at everything and I came up with the title, The Unapologetic Mompreneur. And not only did I think that that was super, super cool, but it was totally fitting with everything that I do. And it really summed up what I want everything to be on this podcast, is to help you balance and juggle and restore that balance between working life and mum life and running a business, but unapologetically, that it is on your terms, that you are being your true, authentic self and showing up for who you really are and designing a life that you love that is on your terms without all of that noise of the needs and the shoulds. And it made absolute perfect sense that it actually then led me to do a whole complete new rebrand. So if you have been in my world for a while now, you will know that originally my original brand was A Simple and Contented Life. And I loved that brand so much. That was the name of my business for the last 5-6 years. But it's kind of morphed into what I'm doing now. And with me honing in who I truly, truly love serving more than anything else is fellow mompreneurs like me, that are looking to take back their time, their home, their businesses, and themselves, so that they can restore that balance and thrive both at home and at work without feeling like they have to choose between the two. That it made perfect sense for me to just rebrand everything to the Unapologetic Mompreneur. And that's exactly what I have been doing over the summer, these last 3 or 4 months. And we are now putting it out there now for all of you to tune in as the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. I can't wait to see where this new direction in this podcast does take me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit nervous about doing this because the introvert in me is one huge reason why it has taken me so long to actually go and dive in and make this podcast a reality. So every time I'm hitting record doing these episodes, I'm still really terrified, but I'm going to do it anyway, because I know that this is something that I am super, super, super passionate about. And if I don't do this, I'm going to regret it so much, because I know that my message and what I have to share and my tips and my strategies and everything that I have been doing in my own life can really help you do exactly the same, to design a business and life you love that is on your terms. Unapologetically you, unapologetically your business, unapologetically running your family and your home the way that you want to, without worrying about what other people think. Dive into all of what you can expect from this podcast. Let's just back up a little bit. How on earth did I get to where I am now? Well, I've shared with you a little bit about the story of the deciding that actually now it is time for me to do my podcast. But what led me to this journey and for me to be doing what I'm doing right now and sharing with you on this podcast? I started my business back in 2016, and it all followed on as a result of a diagnosis of breast cancer. And the diagnosis completely came out of the blue. It just completely changed our lives overnight and just pulled the rug out from my feet and turned my world upside down. And during that time, my breast cancer nurse suggested to me to, as a way of processing everything that was going on, was to actually start journaling everything that I was going through with my chemotherapy treatments and my mindset and everything else. And as in doing that, I discovered, I've always loved writing, but I absolutely discovered a love of journaling and writing. And I said to my husband, actually, I feel like I want to write a book. And he said, well, that's great. Why don't, in the meantime, have a look at starting a blog and you can share your journey? And that is what I did. And that's where A Simple and Contented Life came from. And there was this pivotal moment when, during my treatment, that I was laying there one afternoon, one evening, just having had one of my rounds of chemotherapy. And I was laying on the sofa and I could hear my husband and my boys in the kitchen. They were having dinner, talking. And I just lay there thinking, my goodness, this, if I don't make it through this fight, this is what their life is going to be like without me. And in that moment, I decided that I was going to do everything I could to, one, fight and beat it and get through it, but then two, once I was through the other side, that I would do what I could to reduce the overwhelm and take back control and be so much more intentional about the way that I was living my life. Because my journey and my fight made me realize that I had been focusing on things that I thought were important actually weren't, and they really didn't matter. And I was focusing all of my time and my energy and everything on the things that were not important. And it made me realize that nothing matters more than the quality time that we spend with the ones that we love and pursuing all of our own goals and dreams, because life is too short and we have to make the most of the moments that we have and just dive in and do the things that we want to do. And so that's what I started sharing on my blog, was my journey to leading a more simpler and contented life. And very, very soon, a lot of my subscribers and my Facebook group members were messaging me and emailing me and saying, hey, can you share with me? Can you show me how you're doing what you're doing? Can you take me through it? And so I started adding coaching services to my offers. And during lockdown, I took advantage of the time of being at home and finally got certified as a master life coach and goal success coach. I've been coaching and mentoring people one way or another for the best part of the last 20 years, but it really felt right that was the next step for me to do, is to become certified as a coach. And so the last 2 years, I've been working with one-on-one clients as well to help them do exactly the whole concept of the unapologetic mompreneur, of helping them to design a business and a life they love that is on their terms without worrying about what other people think. So it's been quite a journey, as you can imagine, but going through this and trying to come up with the name of the podcast, it just made me realize that everything that I have done, the way that I have worked to lead a more intentional life and what I take my clients through when I work one-on-one with them, it's all led up to this unapologetic mompreneur theme. And so it makes total sense for me to now rebrand and call myself the Unapologetic Mompreneur, and my business to be the Unapologetic Mompreneur, and for this podcast to be the Unapologetic Mompreneur. So that's kind of my story of everything and how I've got to where I am right now. Now you are tuning in. What can you expect from this podcast? What am I going to share with you? And what can you expect every single week to help you do exactly that too, to help you kickstart embarking on your own journey to becoming your true authentic self and living a life that's more unapologetic, of being exactly who you are and showing up as yourself and doing and taking the steps that you want and need to take in order for you to design a business and life that you love, that is on your terms without worrying about what other people think. Over the coming weeks and months, I have got some amazing episodes planned for you where I'm going to be sharing all of my best tips and strategies to help you take back your time, your home, your business and yourself, so that you can thrive both at home and at work without feeling like you have to choose between the two, whilst unapologetically creating the life that you want for you and your family without worrying about what other people think. Some of the topics that you can expect are mompreneurship. We'll be talking about all of the different ways of how to free yourself from all of the noise that is telling you out there how you should be running your business and running your home and parenting your kids, and how to master the art of managing everything in a way that works for you. We'll also be talking about all of the different mindset strategies so that you can learn how to trust your judgment, how you can learn how to overcome the fear of being visible and push past imposter syndrome and show up and shine as your true, authentic self. This is an area that I am so passionate about because it's something that I have struggled with for such a long time. And it's one of the biggest journeys that I have had to embark on myself during this process of actually growing and morphing my business into what it is now, and actually feeling confident enough to trust my own skills and push past all of my own fears of being visible so that I could show up and shine in my own business and as my true authentic self too. And I'm going to share with you everything that I have done that has allowed me to get to where I am now, so that if you too are struggling with that fear of being seen, of being online, and you feel like you're a fraud with that imposter syndrome feeling of, who am I to do this? Does anybody care? Is anybody going to listen? And all of those thought processes that get in our way and those limiting beliefs, I'm going to share with you some awesome tips and strategies that I use every single day to help me push past and manage those so that I can show up and shine as my true authentic self. We'll also be talking about all things work-life balance as well. So I'm going to share with you how to restore that work-life balance when you're working from home, how to actually be productive in your business and get more done at home without being distracted by all of the things, and how to thrive both at home and at work without feeling like you have to choose between the two. And then also I have got some awesome, incredible guest interviews planned as well. Interviews with other amazing and inspiring mompreneurs as they share their best tips for navigating the mompreneurship journey, what living an unapologetic life means to them, and how they maintain the work-life balance and create a business and family life they love that's on their terms without worrying about what other people think. And I'm so excited to share some of these amazing interviews with you. And so if you like the idea of all of this and it's something that you want to tune in with, that is amazing. I am so happy that you are here. Go grab those earbuds, go hit that subscribe button and mark in your calendars for every Tuesday when a brand new episode will be out live, all designed to help you create a business and life you love that is on your terms without worrying about what other people think. And I can't wait to chat with you in all of the future episodes. Thanks so much, and I'll chat with you soon. Thank you so much for joining me for another installment of the Unapologetic Mompreneur podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I would love for you to leave me a rating and a review so that other mompreneurs can find this podcast too. Here's to unapologetically becoming the mum, wife, biz owner, and woman you know you are meant and deserve to be. I can't wait to chat with you in the next episode. Bye for now.